On the opioid crisis, there's a rising number of fentanyl overdoses in southern New England streets, clogging courts, increasing crime, and taking your tax dollars. So how do we get a handle on this growing problem? ABC 6 News anchor Tiffany Murphy investigates.
From giving away free Narcan to anyone who wants it, to making sure every cop has the life-saving reversal drug with them. It's a sign of the times and a sign that fentanyl has a stronghold on southern New England.
The northeast part of the country has always been a kind of a haven for especially heroin use, and now it's been fentanyl use.
From huge drug busts like this 90-pound coke bust in Providence, or this bust from March in New Bedford, and most recently, this year-long investigation in Bristol County. It uncovered pounds of fentanyl, oxy, cocaine, and cash.
Really, the amount of time that goes into it for a whole drug unit, and this isn't just one or two detectives.
Time on your dime, your tax dollars, and many times these same dealers are back on the street.
More often than not, it seems we're arresting the same exact individuals that have been previously arrested.
In the city of New Bedford, it's the third busiest district court in the state. It's been plagued with a drug problem for years and years.
I don't think you're going to stop the sale of drugs in the communities. I mean, it's been a long-standing issue.
An issue that's clogging the courts, keeping first responders busy, and killing users. In 2021, according to the health department, Rhode Island saw 437 overdoses. In 2020, that number was 384, and in 2019, just over 300 reported overdoses.
The drug of choice now is ridiculously cheap, and it's readily available.
So why are we in such a crisis? Well, because fentanyl is so potent. It only takes 2 milligrams to OD. What does that look like? Well, this sugar packet is 2,000 milligrams.
Now, we're seizing more fentanyl, obviously, than we've ever seized, obviously, in the history of the department.
According to the New Bedford Police Department, its Organized Crime Intelligence Bureau got more than 27 pounds of cocaine and fentanyl off the streets in 2021. So far this year, more than 6 pounds of those drugs.
What's even more frustrating is when we get one and then we have to go back and get them again a month later.
It's really a combination of efforts that are required to address and deal with this situation. The idea that it's just going to end, is not going to happen.
But it seems like it's not working, and enough hasn't been done. Nothing has gotten better when it comes to cracking down on this crisis, even though in New Bedford, at least, a majority of efforts from law enforcement is fighting the surge of fentanyl.
Sometimes we just don't get that cooperation with the courts.
I think that's an issue of due process. Judges have guidelines to go by about bail conditions.
And sometimes those strong sentences and rulings are appealed, then overturned by Superior Court judges. Judge Darnborough took the bench in 2019, making changes to the Recovery Court, a 2-year, 5-phase intensive taxpayer-funded program for high-risk drug offenders. From regular drug tests to counseling, a residential drug addiction program, and regular meetings. 32 offenders have gone through the program. The judge says 31 of those haven't reoffended. And while that's a start, that's an incredibly small number compared to the 233 opioid overdoses in Bristol County in 2020.
I think every person in America has to be concerned about addiction.
But at the end of the day, how do we make sure drug dealers and users know southern New England is not the place to sell or do drugs?
You just have to have perseverance and persistence.
We need to continue all our efforts into this enforcement of taking these deadly drugs off the street. Secondly, we need to put more effort into obviously solving the problem of addiction.
Dealers and drug addicts aren't going away. That means dozens more people will OD in Bristol County, hundreds more in southern New England, and tens of thousands all across the nation. In Bristol County, Tiffany Murphy, ABC 6 News.